I'm at the what they call the Handley gazebo. I used to have the Handley festival here every year, but it sounds like they couldn't get enough people, I guess, to make enough money to keep the Handley festival going. I used to do this the grounds here. I mean the grounds as mow it, weed it, that type of stuff, blow to make it look nice. They got a chandelier. I don't know if it works. Never been here at night, so I don't know. That Handley festival is, I can be. The only thing I didn't like about that Handley festival, and of course, like I said, it was originally over here at the Handley gazebo with the car show right there, where all the pumpkins are. But they, what happened is they moved it a few blocks down the street to see if it would a church nearby. And yes, that's it. That they did have the car show at that church, but I'm from mosey on along to the last place that I know of that they actually had the Handley festival. It'd have been nice if they would have kept it going, but what I heard, like I said, I heard from one of the people that was involved, it was just they couldn't make enough money to keep it going with all the vendors, and it's just not a big enough attraction to keep it going, which is kind of sad to know. And I just said it's strange how they have the Mayfest every year, and she said, well, that's because they probably get more money off of their vendors than what they could do at the Handley Festival. But as you can tell, there's a fall festival at that church that I just pointed out that has was having the car show at the Handley Festival. But of course, I think the only reason why I didn't like going there is because my boss felt like the best way to get me to volunteer my time is by forcing me to do something, and try to sit there and think, oh, I had fun doing something that I didn't want to do in the first place. In the last Handley Festival that I went to, that I was forced to go into because I pretty much had to help out one of the people that was in charge of the Handley Festival. I was helping her out, setting up her little booth, while he's just standing around, while my boss is standing around trying to flirt with her. Then he thinks that I don't want to sleep with her because my boss is that type of person that the only way I describe it is he's in his 70s, and he likes to he has eyes on every woman other than his wife, and he thinks that I want to sleep with every woman old enough to be my mom and grandmother. Not realizing I'm not the type of person that wants to sleep around with a woman old enough to be my grandmother. And the person that was in charge of the Handley Festival is in her 80s, so why would I want to you know, be with a woman in her 80s. Not everybody wants to be with somebody older than old enough to be their grandmother. And that's part of the reason why I don't like working for my boss. But this was the where they moved the Handley Festival to. I think they had like this. Actually, I think the parking lot was right there. I think they had this part of the street blocked off because they had the live bands. But like I said, I think the reason why my boss was wanting me to do volunteer work is just to impress his little girl, the woman that he's in love with. But like I said, that's part of the reason why I didn't like doing the Handley Festival, because I think if I wasn't having to be forced into doing it, volunteering my time doing work because of my boss, I might have enjoyed the Handley Festival a little bit more. So that's part of the reason why I'm happy they don't do the Handley Festival anymore. Because then that way I don't have to go be volunteering, being forced to volunteer my time just to do something that I don't want to do. And my boss thought I was enjoying myself, which my boss is, the best way to say it is not the brightest, either brightest star in the sky or the sharpest knife in the drawer. But they had like, this is where I think they had a lot of their places that serve food, alcohol. I don't know, I guess that's a little park over there that you can chill out. They had like a little place where you could throw a ball and dunk somebody in the water over here. And that Handley Festival was always right around this time of year. And like I said, I don't miss it. Part of me I miss it because I think it's good for the community. But I don't miss the fact that I was forced to volunteer, waste my time on something I don't want to do when I got other things to do in life. And the woman I was helping out, her booth was, I think, right about here, because she had a little thing, and I think in there for her booth. But as you can tell, this is probably a nicer little area to do the Handley Festival compared to at the Caboose. But she says what cost so much was because of the I guess hiring some police and closing off the streets and this, that, and the other caused it to not want to do it anymore. If I ran for mayor a few months, about 6 months ago, if I would have won, I would have probably tried to see what I could do to make the Handley Festival as big as the Mayfest festival, just to give this side of town something to do other than nothing. Because there's really nothing fun to do over here on this side of town. And I think that festival was actually a good idea. And like I said, I'm thankful that as long as I'm working for my boss, that there's no Handley Festival, because then I won't have to be forced into doing something I don't do. I feel like I need to make a whole video about why I don't volunteer. Pretty much my idea about volunteering time. But I hope maybe some of this video might pique somebody's interest about Handley festivals in the east side of Fort Worth.